And with that, good evening, Bobcat Nation, and welcome to another edition of the Bobcat Blitz Sports Update. My name is Kirkpatrick. We are coming to you live from the Atwater Baseball Complex. That's right. We are continuing our series on our Northport Youth Leagues that feed students into our Northport JV and varsity programs. We're going to be highlighting Little League, especially the older age groups, the under 14 and the under 16. We got some breaking news as well on that one. But before we begin, guys, we're coming to the end. That's right. We have one more episode next week, and we will take a break with the students for the seniors. All that. We're shutting down for the summer. But we still have a few items left. We're not quite done. Tomorrow night, Moe's of Northport won last time. They're going to help Project Graduation. Make sure you go there between 5 and 9. Mention Northport Project Graduation. They will give proceeds. We have the digital copy of that flyer on our website. You can show them that as well. They'll give 15% back to Project Graduation, which is coming up very fast. Next Friday, Mullins Center, 8 to 12. Seniors, I know you're at the graduation barbecue right now, getting your cap and gowns and all that good stuff. You can get your tickets there. It's not too late, as well as your $25 graduation yard sign. But we have to say goodbye real quick. Saturday, this last Saturday, track and field went to states. We missed it because we had an episode. We had an episode where we had to tape out of Woodland, but we got to give a huge shout out. Top 10 finishes, girls 4x800 in the state. Top 10 finish, girls javelin, Olivia Tyson. Top 5, 800 meters, Malia Hambrook. She's done 3 in a row. That's right. She has medaled 3 years straight. Next year she can do it. She'll be our only athlete to do 4 state medals in a row. And a huge shout out to Christian Angren, #1 boys javelin in the entire state of Florida. Coach, did you hear that? #1 in the entire state, man. I don't care what group that is. Football's not done yet. We had a wonderful blue and silver game last Friday. Great crowd showed up for that one. They're going to go Thursday night. They're going this Thursday night all the way down to Cape Coral. They're taking on Island Coast at 7:30. That's a spring classic. And then we're still not done because this Saturday, Heron Creek Country Club, the big Tees for Helmets golf tournament fundraiser for our football team. And that will be the official done with everything except for graduation. So lots still going on. Try to cram as much as we can in with only less than, 1 week and 2 days, 3 days, something like that. So seniors, good luck next week. I know you have graduation on Thursday. I will be there, of course, for my own child who's graduating. All right, star of the show. Coming in here, Coach. I'm going to give you my microphone because I'm pretty loud. I'll put it on this side.
Okay.
So you can hear both of us. All right. Let's go the other way on that. Let's bring you in. You stay right there. Let me take a look at it. You're more important than I am right now, Coach. There we go. All right, Coach, do me a favor. Introduce yourself to the crowd. What we got going on
Coach
here?
Steve Saborse, head coach of a local high school and president of our local.
You can say it, Coach.
President of our local Little League.
And head coach
finishing
of
up.
Imagine. Head coach
Yes,
of Imagine.
head coach of Imagine baseball, and finishing up my 20th year at Little League.
So before we get to the youth league, we do got to get a shout out. I've always told John, I always believe this. A little bit of competition is a good thing.
Yes.
Your Imagine baseball team, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you got some kids going on to play?
Yes.
Next year? That's a big deal for that school.
Yes, it is a big deal.
We'll talk about that for a minute.
First,
okay.
We've had some scattered throughout, but this year three of our seniors are moving on.
Congratulations.
To the next level, which is the most we've had in one season. So the boys, they worked hard. They're great kids, and wish them nothing but the best at the next level.
And Coach, I mentioned this because, of course, I represent Northport High School.
Yes, sir.
But and I hate to say this in public, Imagine went 3-0 this year that I know of. 2 basketballs and a baseball against Northport. So Northport, you better wake up, guys. Those days of rolling through Imagine. I think competition's a good thing.
It is.
So maybe we'll wake up a little bit and put a better product out against you guys next year.
Yeah, like I was talking to a parent earlier, and they were, the rivalry.
It's starting though.
I don't like it to be a rivalry. I look at it more as it's 2 of our teams, and we're going to do things right, represent our city the best way, and I always wish them the best of luck with their seasons and 2 different districts, but that one time a year.
That's it.
Got to throw it out the window.
And it's really funny because I was raised a Florida Gator. I went to Florida, but my dad taught me the value of why it's okay to root for your rivals when you're not playing each other.
Right, right.
It's all about state pride. In this case, this one's city pride.
Right.
We talked about this last year. We really want to build that wall. What do you call it? A red line?
That's right.
Green line and yellow line. Is that what it was? Something like that. We want to keep the Port Charlotte, and the Venice influence from coming in here. So
correct.
And royal blue and dark blue, we flipped it today.
We flipped it today, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, the biggest thing is we got to keep our athletes in Northport.
Right.
And my hat's off to a longtime friend. Coached with him for a couple years, and that's, you know, Rob Rowe getting back into helm at the baseball program. Yeah. You know, it's gonna, you know, obviously create some additional, you know, hey, where you heading to high school? But my hat's off to him. All my love to him, and hope he does well with the program.
Going back until last year, I remember how first of all how generous you were with your praise there, but how these kids, and we'll talk about in just a minute what we're talking about here, but these kids play together at the youth league, AAU league, all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize how much they shared in common with that kind of bond here. What are you doing today that's brand new that I just absolutely think is fantastic? And that's why you had the blue and gray on here, which surprises me. Tell everybody what's going on today here.
So Little League rules have changed just a bit, and we were able to do a senior team this year, and some rules changed where a senior team does not have to play during the regular season. So Chris Stevens and myself have been talking about it probably for a better part of a year now, since the rule has changed, and we're combining Northport High sophomores and freshmen and sophomores with Imagine, a couple 8th graders and a couple 9th graders and a sophomore. And we are going to form a senior team to put into the Little League All-Star Tournament.
That's awesome.
And like we just addressed, it's not a school thing. It's a community thing. I think it's going to be great for Northport Little League to go out there and represent our town right, and hopefully do well and get to the state level and beyond.
So today was signing day for your
free
agents got signed?
Yeah, pretty much. We did open it up and had a tryouts, you know, last week, and Chris and I sat down and, you know, made some decisions, and this is what we're rolling with, and I think we got a great squad.
That is really cool. When do they start the practices and all that?
Probably Thursday night. We're going to start.
Soon. Okay.
Yes, we're going to start up. We'll have one team in our district, which is Venice. We'll have to play on, I believe it's right around the 21st. But this year also, Northport Little League will be hosting the All-Stars for districts.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be the main complex that we're going to, and all the other teams are coming to us this year to play.
I mean, Coach, this is a great facility here.
Yes.
I remember how nice it was last year, and I know it's a little dry because we had no rain and all, but it's looking great still.
Yes, the city does a wonderful job. Every year I'd like to give them their praises whenever I can. Yeah. They react quick to any issues we see, but yes, it's going to be exciting. We haven't hosted in about 10, 12 years.
Oh my goodness. So
it's going to be nice to host again this year.
So this really is the summer season for you guys.
Yes.
A dedicated summer. Now, is it too late for the other teams to join up the kids, or is that already signed up already?
Yeah, everything has already pretty much happened. All the districts, we have Sarasota, Venice, Englewood, and Port Charlotte in our district with us. So they'll all be each age group, 8, 9, 10s, 9, 10s, 11, 10s, 11, and 12s. It will happen here, juniors and seniors.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of baseball to be played.
So let's go back and talk a little bit. Youth, so Little League, what's the youngest they can start up on this?
8, 9s, and 10s, and they will start playing on 6, 7, and it's a weekend long pool play, and then they'll advance Sunday, Monday, Tuesday till we get a champion.
How about like your regular season? What's the youngest? Can they do like T-ball?
Oh, 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, we start taking kids at 4, league age 4.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, like my grandson started when he was 3.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think he was still in a diaper too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, but
like a 5-foot line.
Oh, it's comical, and your biggest challenge as a coach is to stop them playing in the clay, because that's all they want to do is play in the clay.
Each other. Yeah,
absolutely,
exactly.
absolutely. Yes.
So, Coach, you got the blue and gray on. What was this about here? Because I was a little surprised here.
So,
what is this? I love the look though. It's very classic, like a Houston Astros meets like the old days meets.
So yes, with everything, with our logo and everything, back 51 years ago when this league started, obviously there was no Northport High, there was no Northport, there was a Northport Little League, and they were different colors and whatnot. But I believe right around Northport High opened, and when they came out with their colors, the Little League adopted them.
Gotcha.
And I'm not a big fan of change.
Yeah.
And we represent, the colors that were formed, 20 plus years ago. I can't remember how long the school's been existing now. But so we've never changed the colors.
Yeah.
And we kept them the same. Our logo is similar to the Northport High.
That's good.
It is similar, but it's different. So we don't want to replicate it 100%.
Well, I gave the idea, John. I told him he should put some yellow trim on, like a Tampa Bay Lightning kind of effect, because your school is royal blue and yellow.
Yeah, but we put a little yellow on here. John might get offended because the darker blue with the yellow might represent Michigan a little bit.
The mazes, that's right. Oh, so you know about he's Mr. Ohio State.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
talking to an Ohio guy.
Oh, okay.
Born and bred.
So so right off the bat, you've got this connection with Northport High School with these kids, and what does it mean to these kids to know that they're going to go represent their city there, their high school, by coming out of this program? I mean, you guys are pretty much a big funnel system. You're funneling those kids right in, or imagine now, but those are two big funnels now.
I think the kids are. They're excited to represent this town, and the ones that stick to it and do the grind, and wholeheartedly say, hey, I'm representing where I grew up. Those are the kids that give heart, give their dedication to us. And it's great to see them on their senior night, remembering them when they were 6, 7 years old down here.
I know you came out last year. We did the show for the first time last year, and then I think you were here this year as well. You're out for the seniors, and that's such a night. What a place! As a coach of both Little League and high school, what's it mean to you watching how much things are changing with players just getting up and moving? And again, I'm not judging or criticizing. I understand this reason.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. We're older. We're from that generation where whatever town you're in, you went to that school and stayed put. And how has it changed your dynamic? Maybe it hasn't touched Imagine yet, but I know it's Northport High.
I know it's affected Northport High probably more than us. I mean, with Imagine, it's a combination of things of why they're there. But Northport, it definitely over the years, and again, it goes back to the introduction of the travel ball, and then them playing with different coaches and thinking grass is going to be greener. And some people may think, and I get a lot of pushback from my own local board about travel ball comments and people leaving this town. And it's just, to me, you live here, you go to school here, you play here. And if people would just understand that, I think you would see a whole different dynamic in our athletics throughout.
Our next guest, we're going to talk about that. We have a young lady who's going to Texas Tech to play soccer. I don't want to give it away too much, but she stayed.
Yep.
And John and I have been saying this for years, if you are good, they're going to find you.
100%.
They found your 3 at Imagine.
Absolutely.
Colleges know what to look for.
Yes.
Bopping from here to there might not be the. Again, there's always issues. There's conflicts and there's personality clashes. I get that, but if you're just jumping to go see if a school will get you into a college better, I mean, I'm telling you, if you stay put, they're going to find you.
And you're 100% right. And some of the things is, would you rather go sit on the bench and play? Because your team's going to get a little bit deeper. Would you rather get the reps, and you're going to get noticed? And long story short, we had Steven Vogt out here years ago when he was with the Rays and drew first pitch out for our season. And the story was this to our guys: don't worry about being in a 2A school.
Right.
I was in a 1A school.
Oh, wow.
And I was playing against a team. I think it was their pitcher. There were 7 scouts looking at this pitcher.
Oh, as a pitcher?
He's the catcher on the other team. And he got recognized. Yeah. And he went on, and now he's coaching in the bigs. Had a pretty successful, awesome. major league career. So it doesn't matter. If you get yourself out there, there's many ways to contact coaches. There's, especially nowadays with this.
Oh my goodness, too many ways.
Yeah,
too many ways.
With social media, There's an app, field level, that you could get on as a coach, and the kids could get on there, and coaches recognize them, and you can message people and message coaches. You're going to be found if you're talented. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter who you play for.
You know, that's when you say that, because we were playing a team. I do the announcing for high school baseball this last year, and there was a scout for the away team. He ended up watching one of our players, and he's starting to talk to us a little bit about it. I forgot. I don't know if it led to anything. I don't think it did. It was an underclassman.
Yeah.
But he was mentioning, this is interesting. So
it happens.
It happens.
It does happen. Right. Absolutely. So,
again, there's also
there's a lot of
ways. I get that. Yeah.
Right.
So, and you mentioned something important here. The travel ball thing. It's when I remember as a kid, it wasn't here yet.
Right.
It first started with basketball. Duke. They came down. Duke had a big model of it, and then it spread to other sports and all that. So you really have a hard time, because you benefit from it, and yet you get the negative from it. It's got to be hard balancing the good and the bad of it. It's like everything else in life, having to balance the good and bad of all these travel things. And
yes, and
we can't wind the clock back to the old days when it was a simpler time. We'll never go back to that. No matter how hard we wish it would happen.
Right.
It's never going to go back to one season.
When
you're done.
When baseball really started with AAU in this town, I was here probably a couple years, and a guy started a team, and there was probably 60 kids that tried out.
Oh, okay.
There was one team for each town.
Oh, okay.
Okay, is how they did it. It was AAU, strictly AAU. Fast forward, there's multiple teams in multiple towns. You can play for this guy 1 week, quit him, go to another guy. And just in me walking on a high school field, and if you probably ever ask any other high school coach, with maybe even more credibility or whatever, it's very simple. I don't ask, where'd you play Little League, even though I know most of them where they play.
You don't have to, right?
But it's never, where'd you play travel ball? It's what could you do on the field now?
Good.
Because at the end of the day, some people just like it. They like wasting weekends. I did that part, and I'll never do it again. But it does break up the Little League community thing if you're not doing it the right way. And a lot of parents disagree with me on that. But at the end of the day, I got strong feelings.
Yeah, Coach, you say that, because I talk to these parents. I go, I'm old enough to remember you played your sport, the season's over, you move to the next sport.
Yeah.
You might take the whole chunk of time off, but you could have 2 or 3 sports because you were done.
Right.
Then you went to the next one, you were done. Now it's just all year long.
Everything is.
And, from a health point of view, because I'm a nurse, it's like these kids would have these overuse injuries because they're not cross-training either with time off from the sport and doing other stuff, or just cross-training with another sport.
Right.
And it's like, I remember this one soccer player, he had ankles and knees worse than me. He's like 16 years old.
Right.
Because he might have taken 2 weeks off the whole year.
Right.
He was that good. He was all this stuff. So it's hard, because but you want your kid to have the best.
Right.
So it's really, I don't envy parents.
By what?
I don't envy.
By what though? Hurting them in the long run.
It's hard, because some kids are just that good. They can. We just had the horse race, right? They're like stallions. They want to run all the time at top speed. So it's hard to say. It's hard to bridle them back there.
But and I know we only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
There were several players that I've known, back from when I was involved with Northport High and this and that. They were those kids.
Yeah.
They pitched every weekend. They pitched at Little League.
Yeah.
They got to college, and now they got a scar.
Yeah.
So how much is it to overuse
let's talk about
a kid's body?
Safety-wise, for parents who are watching, what would the safety rules be here for Little League? For instance, the senior team coming up, like how many innings can they pitch? How many pitches?
Well, we'll definitely keep them on a pitch count.
Because I honestly don't know.
Yeah, Little League has a pitch count, which is probably 95 for some of their ages, 105. Pretty much high school rules.
Okay.
So it's 95, 105, depending on their ages. But I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm not pitching a kid on Saturday 50 pitches and come out Saturday and throwing them 105.
Yeah.
It's just kind of ridiculous. And that happens. And,
who counts those pitches? As an announcer, I'm like, who's counting these pitches?
Game Changer does. Game Changer is a great thing. Yes.
Gotcha.
So Game Changer is a great app. But at the end of the day, how much is too much? Yeah. And you go from a senior, you're in high school, you start in January, you go 5, sometimes 6 days a week, 2 to 3 games a week plus practices. You get done, you take a week, and you're playing summer ball. You go to August, You take another 2 weeks
You're
off.
out of wanting to be a baseball promoter.
Right? But then you're starting. But it's
Yeah.
not everybody. Everybody's got to understand that the kids, as tough as they are, as tough as you think they are, their body needs time to heal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, their body needs time to heal. Our age guys, we used to do it. We never did it like that.
No.
It was a different sport.
That's right.
It was a different sport. We went from baseball to football to basketball to, whatever you did. But now it's because everything's so year round. It's even football's become almost year round, and you're constantly competing.
I've always said the end of high school sports will be when high school football has an AAU program.
Oh, God forbid.
It's gonna happen. it'll be like, okay, we're just holding them. We're keeping them in shape for their teams. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like ashes coming down. You see that?
I do smell smoke. God. Yes.
Everybody safe? Okay.
Everybody is safe. But there definitely is ash.
Again. So
all right.
Again, this is ash.
It is ash.
Oh, we have an ash storm coming. That's crazy. So, who's out here in the little fields right now? What's going on?
So this is our 11 and 12-year-olds, our 10s and 11s, and on the other field should be our 9s and 10s.
So,
All-stars.
So how many nights a week you're out here, Coach? You personally?
5 nights.
Oh, man.
I'm helping with the 12s a little bit, but I'll go from there, from the senior team over to there to help out. I still like doing that. The little guys, they're just sponges at that age. They're not quite the high school attitude. So it's kind of nice giving back a little bit to them. And so.
What are you seeing overall as a program since I saw you last year? Are you numbers?
So we grew. We grew by 16, 7 teams this year.
From
last year.
7 additional teams.
7 additional teams from last year. We had 2 junior teams out here, which we had 1. We had 6 T-ballers, which was the same, but then we went up to 8 minor teams, which was up a couple, and major stayed the same at 4. But there was a lot more kids. The teams are a little bit bigger this year, and we probably grew by 50, 60 kids this
Coach,
year.
A lot of it, I'm going to guess half and half. Half of it is just Northport's growing.
Correct.
And the other half, let's be honest, is probably word of mouth. You've got a good product out there, and
hopefully that's what our board.
6, 7 teams in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's not what you had before.
Yeah, we ended up with 25, 26. We had 19 last year. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
That's a heck of a board you must have.
We do. I mean, I do want to shout them out real quick if they do watch. 19 people on the board, 18 people, and they're dedicated. They're out here, 2-3 nights a week, whether just for board duty. They not let alone coming out with their kid for practice and their games, and they're all younger than I am, of course, but they're all dedicated and want to do the best for the league.
That's what you said, Coach, because we've been struggling, John and I. We've been trying to get parents to keep that passion going into the high school boards. They're not there as they. I know because the kids are younger. Like, why does it stall out between 8th and 9th grade? Just drops, and they're begging for parents to come on board, and we keep telling them.
I don't know.
Your athletic boards are only as good as
If
you want to complain about this and that, then get on the board and help make a difference.
Right.
And, we've been shouting at the walls here. It seems like
the only advice I could say is this: as we see it, obviously you guys see it as well. Is I get a handful that'll help out, do whatever, help with senior night, help with banquets, just organizing photos, and so I don't have to worry about that stuff. And but it's very hard because you got to have that parent that can help out, but not expect anything in return.
Oh yeah. My kid's starting pitcher because of this. No,
my kid didn't play, and I'm out here helping with this and that. So I think some people just get to the point and say, "Hey, you're in high school, go.
I got you.
Go play. I'm done. I've got you to this point, and good luck." But parents, you got to understand.
And John, what he was before all this. He was the booster president.
Yes.
When they first started, he was like the original, the OG. They call it original gangster. He was But I'm not a booster. I have not been a booster because I do too much as it is now. Now my daughter's leaving, I might jump in and be a community member. And I might have to jump in and help on that. But my wife's gonna have final say on that one.
Absolutely.
We had a little bit too much time with no prizes. It's time for you to walk away for a few.
And I think that's it too. A lot of people think it's so much time.
It's not.
And it's really not. And programs are built still on support of the parents. Couldn't have built, what we built, what you guys have built over the years. You can't build it without the support of the parents.
Especially a talent like this is growing. You still have time to make a difference here.
Yes.
Any bigger than this, you're going to start getting swallowed up by the numbers, and you're going to feel, I can't make it. Now, like for instance, we have project graduation next Friday. One set of parents stepped up and said, wait a minute, they weren't going to have one this year.
Gotcha.
And she jumped in and said, we got to make this happen. She's
Right.
rounding up these parents, and before you know it, they're going to have that's not going to be the full night, but it's going to be
Right.
a pretty good. They got a free truck they're giving away, and
Nice.
that the city donated. So
Okay.
yeah, that was one parent stood up and said, no.
Well, that's awesome to that
happen.
parent.
I don't imagine it has project graduation or not, or
I don't know what they.
it's small school though, so
Yeah, they do. I mean,
probably
they,
pretty neat.
they usually just do like a grad bash every year.
Yeah. That's
Where they usually go somewhere to a park or
You
something.
go to Universal.
Yeah, some along those lines, but I just know not to schedule a game that night because I won't have my seniors. So that's how we roll.
Check one thing.
Yep.
Like, we need AV help. I've been saying that for 2 years. I gotta say, we need a bunch of high school kids to handle this stuff. You get volunteer hours, by the way, for this.
100%.
And the kids don't want to. I'm like, come on, man, this looks good on your resume. You were the AV support squad for a Facebook page or something like that.
So I throw that out here for Little League. We are always looking for umpires, and
no way, not it.
But listen, we had a student athlete this year do some games.
Oh, good.
And
excellent.
The coaches loved him because he knows the game.
That's awesome.
He wasn't out here just to collect his money. Yep. So it's become a huge fee for us.
And that goes for his resume as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you get community hours. We usually have high school kids help out in the concession stand on Saturdays, sometimes during the week. But this is a great place to earn community hours.
Good, because we have a hard time with referees everywhere, and baseball has a reputation for being the meanest of all the refs.
Yeah,
you can hear it.
Because
sports you can't hear it.
Well, they're right here.
They're 5 feet away.
They're right here.
Well, Coach, you got anything you want to say to the crowd? Again, we're talking about parents who are new to the area or thinking about bringing their kids over to Little League. Be it they go to Imagine or Northport, it doesn't matter to us. We're happy you're here.
Right.
Any words of encouragement?
Just trust in the process, and if your kid is an athlete in any sport, Northport area group youth sports has a lot of great programs to offer. I know there's like 20 soccer programs, exaggerating, but you have the Pop Warners, you got the Huskies, you got the Little League, you got Miss Softball, fast pitch softball. We have a lot of youth basketball, and this community has a lot of great parks. You go to other cities, I've been there, and I think we have some of the nicest areas to play.
We just need more, Coach. We've been saying that for so long.
It's
big. We need to double what we have.
Yeah, and
do you have space out here? Be honest.
We have. It's tight. It's tight.
The same way. They're tight.
Yeah, they're tight as well.
They could use a little more growing room.
Right.
And we're going to grow another 20, 30,000.
Yeah.
Easily in the next couple of years.
It's just it is a good community, and if you do have a gripe, instead of running from it, because if you're gonna run from here, you're gonna run from the next group, and you're gonna run from the next group. Step up and help us. Trust me when I tell you, every league in this town needs help. We need help, and it's people that say, I'm not going to do it. It's too much time. It's not a lot of time.
Yeah. And it goes
You'll
fast.
Find it.
Your kid's going to graduate just like that.
And you have fun while you're doing it.
You wish you had done it when you
Correct.
That's
correct.
The biggest regret you're going to have.
Yeah.
Coach Saborse, always
a pleasure. Yes, sir.
True friend of the program.
Yes.
I do want to come back out when you have your first or second combined team game.
Okay.
The senior year. I'd love to see what
we
that
will
looks
definitely.
like.
I'll shoot you a text and let you know when
and fans, I'll go ahead and I'll get his link for how to get to the Northport Little League, and I'll put it on our page as well.
Okay.
So you can put your fundraisers coming up as well.
All right.
Fantastic, Coach.
Hey, thank you,
man. Awesome. Great job. Yeah, that's Coach Saborse here. He is with the Northport Little League. We could talk all day, couldn't we, Coach? I can feel it.
I could go on forever.
All right, my next guest, I can barely see her. There she is. All right. John, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, Gianna, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great, Gianna. Do you know why I brought you on today? Has anybody told you yet why you're here?
Not really.
Okay, so at the end of the year, last year we had an NCAA players edition only. We had 4 athletes come on. This year, not as many quite made the cut, but you, by far, are I'm going to be respectful here, the highest we've had in quite some time. Did you know, Gianna, you're the second that I know of Northport High School athlete to go to one of the Power 5 conferences? Do you know what that is, Power 5 conferences? Have you heard that yet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you're the second one. We had a baseball player back when I was teaching, Logan Hogarth. He went to Boston College. So that's it. You joined a very exclusive club of upper level. People don't know what that is. Those 5 conferences are the big 5 traditionally in sports in terms of funding, school sizes. They're the ones that go to all the bowl games. They go to all the NCAA tournaments. They win the championships. It's the big best of the best programs. And you are going where, Miss Gianna? Where are you going to?
Texas Tech University.
Texas Tech. So I don't know if your dad's on. Is your dad there as well?
Yes.
I am. Hey, Sean.
Chris, are you there? Let me take a look here because John's not helping me right now. I'm on my own. Hang on a second. Let me get out of here. Oh, there we go. All right. So, Gianna, I don't know this. I actually have a personal connection here. It's because of your dad. I don't know if you remember this or not. When you were a little girl, I helped your dad out for a couple of years when he was the varsity coach at Northport High School. I don't remember that or not. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I remember.
You do? Oh my gosh! I think like 3 or 4 years old or something. I can't remember. So, John, I'm so proud of you. I know we call you Gigi on the press box and all that. So, why don't you tell the crowd here first of all, who are you? What did you play? I forgot to give the introduction. What's going on there? Let's go back in time a little bit here. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Sorry about that. I'm too excited.
It's okay. My name is Gianna Gregoire. I play soccer, and I'm going to Texas Tech. Just play soccer in college. So, yeah, I play in the midfield.
That sounded pretty weak. Let's go back in time some more. You played midfield for us, and I told everybody I saw the 2 years I saw you play. I don't know if I missed a year or not, but I kept saying you were really the glue of that entire midline. If people don't know a lot of soccer, your midfielders are almost like your quarterbacks mentality. They have to run the whole offense. Some of you guys set the defenses up and all that. So I'm like, this player is going to go somewhere. I didn't know you're going to go to Texas Tech, and I was so proud of you when you got in. What does it mean to you and your family? You come from a family of athletes, don't you? Northport athletes, I should say.
Yes. All of my
What did you have
siblings
before you?
played soccer. My dad played soccer as well. He played professionally. So it's always kind of been in my plans to try to go to college to play soccer. But
Oh my goodness. Your
really
brothers
cool
played as well, I believe. Yeah, both of them. I had both of them there. Nico. Okay,
Yeah, both my brothers and my sister all played soccer.
So very quietly, I don't think Northport High School realizes all 4 of you guys, all 4 of the siblings, you all contributed to Northport High School. And you weren't like small players. You were big time players. All of you guys were for that school. Yeah. And of course, you coached many years with the program, not only as the varsity coach, but he helped later on, and he helped you and your girls team, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this school, I think we owe the Gregoires a big debt of gratitude. If they're watching, great job, guys. And they're not done with you yet. Isn't one of the Gregoires, Mr. Gregoire, she's doing the cheerleading?
She's helping out with it.
Yeah, so you're still not done with us. Oh, my goodness. Gigi, let's go back a little bit. You were always a great high school player. I know you did the travel leagues on the side. That got you to be as great as you are. What did it take to get you to go from great here locally to be recognized, to be good enough to go to a Texas Tech kind of program? What did it take to get there? Because I don't think a lot of our kids realize how hard it is to get into these programs.
Well, it took a lot of sacrifice because, I had to move to a team in Tampa. At first, I moved to play with the boys pretty long time ago. What was that, 5-6 years ago?
U13, yeah.
Around U13, I played with the boys team at Braden River. And then after that, I moved to playing in Tampa. So
Wow.
And pretty much for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been playing in Tampa.
Wow. So you had to play co-ed for a while there and out of the entire county area. My goodness.
Yeah.
So I think it's a class act on both you and your parents to have included Northport High School as your graduating school when technically you were playing for not just Northport High School, you're playing for a lot of organization. I thought it was very classy. Did you even go to classes at Northport High School? I'm like, wait a minute.
I did not.
What did you go to?
I did FSW. I did dual enrollment there.
So we'll stop right there for a minute. So you were already in college in high school.
Yes, sir.
So you already knew what it's going to take to keep going in college while you're still 14 or 15 years old. That, Gerard, I don't know what that means for you as a parent. That's got to be amazing knowing that your kid can handle the incredible demands of not only just the athletic side of her life, but the academic side. What's that? Speak to me not only as a dad, but as a coach, what you saw in that from your own child.
Well, the boys also tried to take that route, and it was in its infancy at FSW. We saw it as an opportunity to get ahead, going as getting an AA, going to college, obviously, benefits the person that's doing it. And Gigi, she took that, and ran with it. She's, sacrificed, like she said, getting her grade. She graduated summa cum laude.
Wow.
Yeah, just getting that AAs, I thought was a big step. And, we've told her and given her, just the opportunity. And with that, she did all the work. So, it's, will benefit her down the road. I'm hoping that she can, use this as another stepping stone to get her master's, get 2 years in college and then get her master's under the, her scholarship when she's at Texas Tech. So.
And for those who aren't watching, who don't know, summa cum laude, that's a pretty fancy word for saying pretty darn smart. But, it's like you're going to have an AA already. And you made a good point there, Gerard. A lot of people are like, oh, you're only going to have 2 years in college. No, that opens up 4 more years. So, yeah, you have your 2 years upper level, 2 years keep going for your master's or even farther. Who knows? What that's going to happen though. So basically, Gigi, sounds like you were never in trouble because you're either too exhausted or studying all the time. Must have been the easiest kid in the world to raise, Gerard. Too busy in trouble.
No, realistically, she, she danced as well. Very high level competitive dance. So,
yeah,
amazed at her. Like you said, her sacrifice, her dedication to both those sports, her academics has been, all we can dream of as parents. And
that's awesome.
Really, really proud of her for sure. And looking forward to seeing what she can do at the next level.
Gigi, did that dance help you out because of like a cross-training mentality? Did you have learning your stretching techniques and all that? Did it help you out at all? You cross-train a little bit there?
A lot, especially not even just in the physical aspect, but it helped me to not get burnt out of either one. Having that balance really helped me.
Were you where did you have your dance at? Was it here at the high school also?
No, I dance at Impressions Dance Company.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a newer studio in Northport, but I've been dancing with the same girls for a long time.
There you go. Impressions, you got a shout out just now. I don't know that world very well. So good job, Impressions. All right. There you go. Oh my gosh. So Gigi, are you still here in Northport, or have you already moved on to Texas yet? I don't know.
No, I'm still in Northport till July 4th. I leave.
I'm going to get out of the way here. These kids are about to make a little ruckus here. Dang us. I'm actually here, guys. I'm coming to you live from the Atwater baseball. We just got done with baseball there. Hang on a second. And I am seeing ash everywhere coming down. There's not a fire nearby. Oh, my goodness. All right. Can you see me okay? Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So I'm sorry, you're going to Texas this summer?
Yeah, in July. I go the first week of July.
Wow. Oh, it's not too hot out there in July. You just fit right in. Oh my goodness. Have you been to Lubbock yet? Have you seen the city?
Yes, I've been, I think, 3 times now.
Oh, okay. So I had a cousin who lived out in that area. I did a little research on your school, just a teeny bit. Your team, check this out, guys, if you're watching this. You're not just going to a really good Big 12 school. You're going to one of the best in the programs there. You came in, it looks like 2nd place, I believe, last year in the conference. First place before that, Big 12 champions. They went to the Sweet 16 2 years ago. Round of 32 last year. Gigi, you're not walking in an easy thing here. This is fantastic. Everybody's going to be just as good as you are. How does that feel, knowing that everybody's going to be just as serious, no more goofing around? They're going to take every day as serious as you are, the practices, the training, the conditioning, the nutrition. That's got to be an interesting feeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, especially because, the staff that they have there seems pretty incredible, and all the like technology and equipment they have is like beyond. It's just like every time I've toured, I'm like mind blown learning like a new thing about it. It's just crazy.
Oh, gosh, I don't know how many years ago we took a group of kids up at Riverview High School. I was still teaching there. We took them up to UCF, and I had a nice talk with the coaching staff. I asked them, how much would you estimate it costs to take a freshman athlete, bring him to their senior year? And I'm talking everything: the nutrition, the coaching, the physical trainers, the massage, all that stuff. How much to them? You guys are an investment. All right. Everybody thinks it's a one-way street here. You're just giving. They're investing in you, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You got the medical staff. They've got your nutritionist. I'm sure they have a nutrition. Everything you're going to have a regimen. How different is that from a high school perspective, where we're thankful to have volunteer coaches like your dad who jumped in, but they have an entire army of everybody watching you. How's that feel? How's that going to feel for you?
I'm very excited. It's really cool to have like 5 or 6 different coaches, like kind of all specializing in their own thing. Like really gonna get like the best out of it. I think the most out of it.
Are you planning on staying in midfield? Do you think have they told you that yet, or is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing. I believe I'm gonna be playing the holding midfield like I do now. So
awesome. So you're going in as a freshman. Peek a little ahead here. How many upperclassmen, lowerclassmen could you kind of tell what's going in there, like ratio, like half and half, or even?
I know we have 6 freshmen coming in.
Oh wow!
I'm not sure. I've met all of them. They're all very sweet. I've met the whole team actually a few times now, and they're all really good people. Everyone, even outside of the program, seems very sweet, and like they just seem like good people. You can tell.
And your dad could speak to this. We always watch college sports with this, more like a football lens, like, oh, they got so much money, But the quieter sports like soccer, like girls soccer, doesn't get all the press. You don't have that image, do you? You're out there having to bust your butt for every dollar that comes back to your program. You don't have these 80,000 ticket games like the football teams are. What's that like to have to struggle to get that recognition? And Texas is gonna be better than other ones because they already have a great program as it is. How do you tell someone's like, oh, I'm going to play college? Oh, you're just a college athlete. You're not. You're really you're learning the business behind the sport, because you have to really watch your dollars on these programs, don't you?
Mhm. Yeah, the coaches are, they make the decisions of where the money goes, and they seem to have a good system kind of how they figure that out, and they just kind of see what needs it, and they do a really good job of supplying us with everything that we need. So I'm looking forward to it.
So do you know your Big 12 rivals yet? Have you learned the leagues and the conferences and all that? I don't know their rivals just yet.
TCU.
Yeah, TCU is the main one.
Oh, that's the Texas Christian. That's right. That's the big one, huh? You got to start learning these things. You know what a Red Raider is, right? You seen the black and red with the horse?
Yeah.
You seen that? Yeah, good. Do you have a little hat yet or anything like that? Like a Zorro hat?
I don't.
No. We got to get you one. Walk in there. That's too funny. So looking back at high school, again, I know you had the majority of your competitive was going to be off campus. Did you have any positive memories of the high school experience? Did you could share with anybody? Any players you want to say goodbye to or wish them well, or anything? Coaches besides your dad and that might have given you that little advice here and there? You got anything like that for us?
It was really cool for me to be able to. So a lot of those girls I played with when I was really young, like my first teams and stuff. So it was really cool, like after 5-6 years, to come back and like be able to play with them for 2 or 3 years, or 2 years, sorry. Yeah. But it was just a cool experience because like a lot of them kind of stuck together, but I kind of went off and did my own thing. So to be able to come back and like get to have like the high school experience with them was really nice.
Did you start your freshman year? I'm assuming yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
knew the answer.
I only played 2 years at the high school because I kind of only had 3 years to play because I ended up skipping my 10th grade year to go straight to the college. So I was only in the high school / college for 3 years, but this
So
last year,
everything's accelerated. Even the amount of time you've had with us in Northport High School. That's pretty impressive. Oh my goodness! Did you already graduate with your other school, the FSW? Yeah,
yes, sir.
Oh, good, good. So you're just
Great.
being nice coming on our show tonight. You're helping me out. I was like, yeah. But Gerard, I don't know if you heard me say earlier, she's only our second athlete that's gone to a Power 5 conference school that I know. There might be others, I just don't know about them. So, as a parent, come on, you got to be proud of that. That's huge. That's big time.
Obviously, I played a small school, coming out of high school. She's done everything, and we put her in a good platform to be recognized. And she did everything after that. It's like you said, it's not as easy as, for a lot of people, there's a disillusion that, you play these programs and you think you're gonna get to play in the top level. And
right.
Even as good as Gigi is, we're fortunate that she gets recognized, and the guy, when he saw her, he knew exactly what he wanted in a player, and she fit that bill, and the rest is history. But yeah, it's we're very blessed, and we're really looking forward for her to do 4 more years of soccer. As I feel she's gonna take leaps and bounds in these next 4 years.
Yeah, I got to be nosy here. How did the coach find you, Gigi? Was there a camp or a program or footage?
I was at a showcase with my club team from Tampa. We were it was actually nationals. We were in California.
Wow.
For our final championship kind of deal.
Yeah,
and had all the coaches there, huh?
Yeah, so she played in that game, Sean. She played in it was again the national champions for the girls academy, and they go in group play, and the group that she got in, she played one of the top teams in the country. And at that game in particular, there was probably 80-90 coaches at that game.
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
So with that, obviously the kids have pressure. And that's what the coach saw, in that pressure moment in the highest level, she performed. And, that's a testament for, what she does on a consistent basis. Athletes that are elite athletes play consistently good all the time. And
Gerard and Gigi, as an educator, I tell my students this: you're great at athletics, but when a coach sees that you're good in academics, what that tells the coach is you're not going to be a problem for them. And I don't know if a lot of kids understand what that means. They see that you've got your grades up here. They know you're not going to go and come to their school and goof off and screw around and be an academic concern. That really helps with recruiting right there. If you got 2 equally awesome players and one's got a 3-point something, the other has a 2-point something, they're going to go with that 3-point something because they know you have the maturity, they know you have the self-discipline, they know you have the timing strategies to stay on focus there. So I can't help but feel that AA program really helped you. That might have been the first thing he saw, but when they saw that you were up there, it's like, oh, Gigi, you're not a problem. We want you. So good job on that, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, seriously, a lot of people don't talk about that. How good grades really do more than just say you got a smart kid. It's not so much the smartness; it's the maturity level that it speaks to. Because there's a lot of kids out there who are smart. They just aren't consecutively keeping those grades up for whatever reason. They're just not there. So, oh my God. Gigi, you're going to college. You realize, Joe, this is the last time I'm going to see you guys.
I know we're counting the days down. Obviously, it's getting emotional for us. We have a few things that obviously are passing the time with some dance stuff and some soccer as well.
Are you going to come by for the heck of it for the semi-pro team? Come see a game or two before you go.
Well, she plays with her club in that same league. So.
Oh, really? Because I'm announcing this year again. I'm the home announcer for the Northport team.
I know. Yeah. We play against Fusion, but it's home for our team, so it's going to be.
Oh my goodness!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, their first game actually is I want to say the 28th. It's going to be on Narramore because the graduation got in the way. But the next 3 home games will be at Northport High School. That's too bad. That would have been really cool to announce your name there. I would have given you a good send off. I would have. Oh my goodness. So, Gigi, did you know I announced your games or not? I don't know if you can hear me or not on the field. I've always wondered that.
No, we hear you.
That's
I
awesome.
I knew it was you.
I think your number. What was your number?
14.
I think number 14, Gigi Gregoire. Something like that. To have a little growl to it. Yeah. That's awesome. I hope they do the same thing for your stadium when you get to go play. That they'll have a really big announcer, a really big speaker system. So, well, I'm sure the stadium's much bigger and all that. Well, Gigi, I'm so proud of you. I barely even know you, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy for your family. Like I said, the Gregoire family, without realizing it, you've been a very big foundation for that school, and you're still helping us out through the cheerleading there. I'm not sure which one's helping out, but I know they're in there. So I will see you in that perspective, Gerard. If you ever show up for the games, I'll be there. Not as much as I used to. I don't know if you know this, Gerard. My daughter's graduating this year, so my involvement with Northport High School is gonna go down real fast.
You've given a lot to it, Sean. So
I told Hans. I told him I'll do a few of his games this year, but that'll probably be the absolute end of it. I'll do like the first game, the last game, and some of the few districts games. But I think I'm gonna keep football one more year at least. I'll keep basketball one more year, but I think I'm saying goodbye, Gerard. We have to learn when to say goodbye, don't we? As a family, as a volunteer.
I'll probably be back. I got grandkids now. So.
Oh, look at that!
They'll be.
That's funny you say that because my niece is going into 8th grade and she's going to play basketball maybe at Imagine. Guess who's hit me up already to do that one, to announce those games? They've already hit me up to be an announcer at Imagine for her middle school games. I'm like, oh my God, I need a year away from this. My throat's killing me. That's too funny. The grandkids. Oh my goodness. Well, Gigi, thank you so much for being here today. Like I said, this is such an honor to have our second only Power 5, NCAA student athlete moving on and still playing the sport there. Any words you want to say, Gigi? It's all yours here. Any thank yous, goodbyes, see yous? Anything you want to say?
Thank you for having me, and thank you to Coach Hans for letting me play at the high school, even though I don't go there. But
But people don't know what this is. They might not know this, but if you are slated for a homeschool, you're allowed to go to that sport. In fact, that's what a lot of homeschool kids will do. So you are one of us. Even though, so don't ever apologize. You did a great job on that. We want to thank you for helping us out the 2 years you were playing. Gerard, again, always a pleasure to hear from you. You were such a class act when I was. Your dad, Gigi, put up with me because he knows my soccer was So he put up with all those years as assistant coach. So I want to thank you for letting me have that opportunity on the sideline all those years. Those are fun years. I'm glad I'm not doing it anymore, but they were fun when I had that chance. So, guys, thank you so much. Best of luck to you all, Gigi. Great job, family there. I love seeing the story. I will definitely keep up, and we'd love to have you back on next year as an alumni, letting us know how you're doing over there.
Yeah, Sean, she'll be on TV a lot.
I love it. On ESPN, I'm hoping.
ESPN Plus, yeah.
There you go. That's it. Hey, Gerard, give us some highlights if you can snap it on video and just send it to us. We'll put it on every couple of weeks there and see how it goes. So I appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
well, guys, again, I want to thank you for coming out. Yep, thanks so much, guys. We are going to have one more episode next week. That's it. We wrap up our season 2. That's right. We've had 2 years already. It goes by just like this. I want to thank you for all coming out today. We'll have posts for the Little League Baseball registration. And again, great job, Gregoire family. Great job, Gigi. Best of luck to you all. We will see you next Tuesday. Good night.